we go. All right, guys, can y'all see my screen? Are we good?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Here we go. All right. So one thing that I wanted to focus on is motivation, because I know that a lot of us struggle with this as we move forward through our journey. So we're going to talk about how to stay motivated on your journey, knowing your why, and following the plan. So on our agenda, we're going to talk about tips on staying on your course in your journey, your why, letting your why guide you on your journey, and sticking to your plan. So following your specific nutrition plan, consistency versus perfection, not getting caught up in that idea that you have to be perfect all of the time, but instead letting consistency be what guides you. And then the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to either, number one, construct your why if you have never constructed one. And then if you have, we're going to revisit it and make sure that it still fits. And so everything that I'm going to be talking about is coming from your life book. So if you do not have a life book, I highly recommend that you get one, and it can help you stay the course. All right, so here we go. There are three things that may be holding you back from reaching your goal. Number one is your why. It is the most important tool for you, and it is what is going to keep you motivated. Okay, so your why may not be important enough to you or for you if you feel like you're not motivated. And so, I think about this as an example. Let's say someone joins the program because they want to lose 40 pounds for their daughter's wedding. Okay, that's fine. Wonderful. Let's do this. But the wedding was 6 months ago, and maybe the 20 or 30 pounds, maybe even the 40 pounds are off, but there's still more to lose. That why is no longer relevant. And so it's not driving the motivation. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, who are you surrounding yourself with? Sometimes our friends and family, even though they love us, they can be our biggest obstacles. Okay, and they don't mean it intentionally, but maybe they're not ready themselves to make the change. And so they sort of continue pushing you to live the same way. All right, so think about if you're at a family dinner and they say, oh, well, one slice of cheesecake is not going to matter, or a few chips is not that big of a deal if you're at a Mexican restaurant. Those are little things that hit our subconscious, and we think, well, maybe they're right. Okay, and so it's not that they're doing it on purpose, but they may not fully understand your desire to change. And so then there again, that's why that why becomes so important. A rising tide sails all ships. So if you're here, then you're a part of community. And our community is so important. I don't know about you guys, but 7:30 is early. But for me, getting up, it's crucial because it's been a long week and I need that life breathed back into me. Okay. And so a rising tide sails all ships, and your community can really get behind you and help support you, especially if you're struggling with having, family and friends that are posing some obstacles for you. We become like the people that we're surrounding ourselves with. So look for people who are encouraging you, who are goal oriented, who are positive. They're going to be the ones that help drive you forward. I'm lucky. My husband follows a nutrition plan as well, and he's not a sweetaholic like I am. He's not, a junk food, ex-junk food like junkie like I am. And so every now and then in those weak moments, and I have them just like anyone else, when I want to have a slice of pizza with the kids or whatever, he'll look at me and he'll say, now you can choose to do that. But let's think about where you've come from and how hard you've worked. And is that something that you really want to do? He's said that to me more than once. And at first I'm like, I can't believe you're saying this to me. Like you get defensive. But as I sit and think about it, he's right, because he watched me through my journey. And so he's doing it from a loving manner. And so that's why it's important to have people there who support you. The third reason that you may be struggling to reach your goal is mismanaging your emotion. And so stop, challenge, choose. It's in bold there, y'all. It is so important, and it's coming straight from our life book. We cannot let decisions or emotions, rather, make us make a decision based on how we feel, because it's a mistake. All right. You've followed your nutrition plan all day. You've done great. But for whatever reason, it was a hard week. It was a hard day at work. And you come home and you allow your emotions to dictate everything that's kind of spilling over from the day. And you raid the pantry, you raid the fridge, maybe you drink a couple of glasses of wine. That is allowing your emotions to control you. And it's fine if you stop, challenge, and choose and say, I'm going to choose to do X, Y, and Z, have a glass of wine, whatever. But if you don't stop, challenge, and choose, and you just let those emotions overtake you and you plunder through the entire kitchen, then you are emotionally eating. Okay. And that will hold you back. So emotions are normal. We all have them. We're going to continue to have them. But we have to make decisions based on facts, based on our goals, and based on our commitment to structure. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that as we move forward, our goals and really committing to ourselves. All right. You can move forward in those emotional times, but stop, challenge, and choose is going to be the only thing that helps you to do that. And when you do, and you say, you know what? It's not worth it. It's not worth me messing up today. I've done great. I'm in fat burn. I'm not going to let it kick me out. And you move forward, you are going to feel so proud of yourself. You are going to feel confident and empowered and skilled, and it's going to help you make decisions moving forward. Okay. So these are our 3 things that could be holding us back. And what we're going to do is we're going to shift a little bit and we're going to talk about those things that can help us stay on the course. But first, I'm going to stop sharing for just a second, and I'm going to invite Kalisha to come off of mute and let us see her beautiful face. She is a new client, and she is amazing. She started where she was very gung-ho, and she has really stepped up in her first month. And I want her to share. I want you guys to see a little bit of that new client life. Okay. And she's going to share with us how she stays motivated and how she stops, challenges, and chooses. Kalisha.
Hey, good morning. Thank you, Celeste. So I started this program 3 weeks ago, yesterday, I believe. And needless to say, I kind of dodged Celeste for months. I was so hesitant to start this program because I didn't want to change, but in reality, I needed it. I was severely depressed. I had no confidence. That was not in my vocabulary whatsoever. And when you're depressed over the way you look, the way you feel deep down inside, you hate yourself. You lack motivation, you lack self-accountability. And one thing that is embarrassing for me that I feel like there's people out there that can relate is overindulging in alcohol. When you try to mask depression and anxiety over the way you feel deep down inside with a depressant, which we all know alcohol is, it just destroys you, and you don't know where to go. And fortunately, it took me to hit rock bottom for me to be like, you know what? Celeste has got all of these awesome like Facebook transformation photos going on, all of these little motivational inspiration quotes going on Facebook. And I was secretly kind of stalking your page, Celeste. But I finally decided to jump on board, and I do not regret it one bit. I have felt so much better. I completely gave up alcohol, which anybody that truly knows me knows that is a huge deal for me. And I feel so much better inside. My relationship with God is so much closer. So I have all of my wines hanging up on my fridge. So when I wake up in the middle of the night wanting a slice of that Kraft cheese because I love cheese, not gonna do it. Nope, not gonna do it. And one of my whys my husband finds hilarious is I want to be able to paint my toes because Lord knows beer packs on the beer belly, you know? And so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be able to paint my toes and I'm going to put it on that transformation group in Facebook. So I do want to say I did hit a rough period there shortly after my first week. Me and Celeste lost a beautiful friend, beautiful soul that Saturday. And I emotionally binged ate the whole entire Saturday night. And the next morning, I decided that, I was going to stop. Kalisha, you're making a tragic situation even worse. I challenged myself to just jump right back on board with the program. And I chose to jump right back on and never to look back. And I cannot say that I could not do this by myself. I've had all of you guys, Celeste, my family just support me through all of this. And I just feel so much better. I needed this program. This program was life changing for me. 3 weeks, I am down 11 pounds and almost 7 inches, and I'm just going to keep on going. I needed this change for me personally and for my family, and I can't thank you guys enough. I love this program.
That was beautiful, Kalisha. Oh my gosh. I have tears in my eyes. You are wonderful. And we actually talked on when our friend passed because we needed each other in that moment. And we even invited my coach, Pam Hawkins, to join in, and she gave us some wonderful advice and really helped us
Love
get
Pam.
through that time. Yeah. So wonderful. Thank you so much for your story. So we're going to, well, let me pull that back up. Sorry, guys. Let me get my screen going again. All right. So we're going to shift a little bit and we're going to talk about how do you stay motivated. So she mentioned her whys and how it's on her refrigerator and that helps her. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you right now, motivation does not last forever. And that is okay. We are human. So instead of focusing on our willpower, because it will come and go, we're going to focus on our why power, and that really honing in on why we want to reach a certain weight or a certain size. These tips are going to be able to help us. Okay. So number one, creating a calendar, writing your weight loss goals along with any other short and long-term goals that you have. I am a calendar oriented checklist kind of person. You may not be. If you're not, I challenge you to try it because there is power in opening your calendar every day, whether it's on your phone or whether it's on your desk at work or hanging on your refrigerator, that you see, okay, this is where I want to be on this certain date, whether it's relating to your weight loss, to your health, or any other goal that you have. It is powerful. Number two, write yourself, your future self, a letter. That may be in 3 months. It could be in 6 months. It could be in a year. But think about who you want to be in that time frame, whichever one you choose. Write yourself a letter, keep it somewhere safe. And on those days when you're feeling challenged, when you have had a really rough week at work, or you've went through something, break open that letter and take a look at it. It can help you push forward and know the reason why you're doing what you're doing. Number three, motivational notes where you get ready, whether that's a sticky note. I have friends who write it in lipstick, on their bathroom mirror, whatever you want to do. Motivational quotes and notes can really help you get through a time in your life when you're struggling. And putting them on your pantry or refrigerator. If you're someone who wakes up in the middle of the night, like Kalisha said, and you go to that refrigerator and rate it, put something there so that you can stop, challenge, and choose. And you can also see, why am I doing this? Why am I here? So goals can help you stay motivated. These are SMART goals. They're smart, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. What do you want to do? You're going to have to get specific on what your goal is. Do you want to be a certain weight? Do you want to be a certain jean size? Do you just want to feel better overall in your health? Whatever it is, You need to be specific. And then ask yourself, how will you know when you've reached it? And for me, that comes in handy on the calendar, knowing when and exactly what I want to achieve. Is it in your power to accomplish? This third one, we can all check yes. Okay. It is in our power to accomplish it because we have the best program that there is as far as nutrition is concerned. Okay. And our healthy habits. So, yes, it is in our power to accomplish it. But can we realistically achieve it? So, I'm not going to say in 3 weeks, I'm going to be down 20 pounds. That is not realistic for me. Okay. So I know that I cannot realistically achieve that. And I've got to make sure that I set myself up for success instead of setting myself up for failure. And then when exactly do you want to accomplish it? Again, I'm telling you, the calendar is very helpful and is very powerful. I have a calendar literally from every year of my life for about the last 15 years. And I keep them. I might be weird, but I do. Calendars really, really help, especially in your health journey. You could go back over the last 2 years in my calendars and see my goals that I set for myself each week and each month. All right, this is a resource for those SMART goals. And maybe Suzette can post, or if she wants me to, I can in our group on Facebook. I'm actually doing the 100 days of 64 ounces of water and ending on New Year's. I'm doing that right now. Now, of course, 100 days is well past New Year's at this point, but the blank one that you see, you can do whatever you want. 100 days of no binge eating, 100 days of no sugar, 100 days of following my plan strictly, whatever it is that you want to be. And then at the bottom, you can see that you can fill in whatever date that might be. Okay. So that's just a resource for you. All right, intrinsic motivation. This is your inner motivation. It is the most important thing that you can have. Your why is your intrinsic motivation. It is going to be your highest stimulus to change. All right. It's going to drive you into your action. If you do not have a strong why, then you might give up very easily. Okay. If you're not clear on why you're here, you could give up easily. And it's going to help you inspire you to grow and be better. It's going to create a whatever it takes mindset. Y'all, I can remember when I started this program, I looked in the mirror. I just had my third baby in 5 years. And I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh man, I don't know how I'm ever going to go back to where I want to be. But I had just learned about this program and I was getting ready to start. And to be honest with you, I had no idea what was about to happen, but I knew I was going to do whatever it took. And I did that. I went 6 months of my life not putting one thing in my mouth that was not on the 5-in-1 plan. Okay. And so I'm not saying that you have to do that. I'm not saying you have to be perfect in that. And Lord knows we all have challenges, but a whatever it takes mindset, that is your why. That is your intrinsic motivation, and is the strongest willpower that you have. And so that's going to help you be powerful on your path to success. Okay. My last piece of advice here is you have to decide to commit to yourself. Only you can decide that. No one can do it for you. So decide to commit to yourself. Consistency versus perfection. This was something when I was preparing, I thought, well, should I add it? Should I not add it? But I'm going to tell you why I decided to. And that is because I have a issue with wanting to be a perfectionist. Okay. I expect my house to be perfect, and I have 3 kids that are like almost toddler age. So that's not feasible. Same with my health journey. I wanted it to be perfect. And so when I let go of that idea that perfection does not exist, it was very freeing for me. Okay. Because it doesn't exist. The only thing that we can choose to do is have consistency. Consistency wins over every single thing else. Everything else, consistency. So I think Matt has shared this with us before, and we've heard it. If you've been in community, you've heard this before. It is so powerful. You do not slash the other 3 tires just because one tire has a blowout. You fix it and you move on. So on Tuesday, you have a blowout and you're on the struggle bus. You do not slash the rest of the week, or heaven forbid, the rest of that month because you had one blowout on one day. You pick up with the next fueling. I'm not talking the next day. The next fueling you pick up and you start your plan. Okay. That is staying consistent. That is realizing that perfection does not exist, but consistency wins. Okay. And the last thing is, don't compare yourself and your journey to someone else. Well, so and so lost 30 pounds in a month and a half. Well, you don't know what their circumstances are. Okay. They could be 20 or 30 years younger than you. You might be in menopause. You may have hyper or hypothyroidism, and they may not. So you don't know what someone's circumstance is. All you can do is focus on yourself, on your why and your journey, and stay the course. Okay. And so here comes this quote. I love this so much. Showing up consistently, even in small ways, even imperfectly, is more effective than only showing up perfectly some of the time. So you can see clearly, consistency wins over perfection. All right. I'm going to pause for just a second and invite my fellow certified health coach, Miss Brianna, to come off and share with us. She has been on the program for almost a year, and she has had so much success. And I just want her to share very quickly with you on how she stays motivated.
Hey guys, thank you, Celeste. Can y'all hear me okay? These East Tennessee hills are not very forgiving with Wi-Fi, so bear with me. But honestly, with motivation, it has changed, and it changes so much with each little stage of this journey. In the beginning, my biggest motivating factor was my babies and wanting to be able to roll around and wrestle, and they're both boys. So, wanting to be able to get in the floor and not wear out, and, be able to just play, be there for them and stuff. So then I reached that goal. I was able to do that. So then the next motivating thing was, okay, now all my clothes fit better. Let's get into some smaller clothes. Okay, I reached that goal. And then just yesterday, well, over the last 2 days, we've been doing it's called, we call it Laps for Literacy at my school. I'm a school teacher. And basically we get the kids out there, they get sponsors, and they run laps on our track. And the most laps wins a prize. Well, a lot of my students I could see were losing motivation throughout their run. Now, these are primary school kids, these are kindergartners. And I thought, okay, I'm going to go run with them. I am not a runner. I have never been a runner. I have never cared to be a runner. Y'all, I ran a whole mile both days. And I mean, it took me the whole day, the whole time to do it, but I did it. And last year, I don't even know that I would have walked one lap with those kids, but I could see that they were losing motivation. I hated it for them. I didn't want them to lose motivation at such a young age. And so I got out there. And so that motivated me more. Like even today, I thought, okay, it's going to be a beautiful day. I'm going to put some tennis shoes on and I'm going to run back and forth to the barn. Like, might as well. Why not? And get the boys behind me. So I don't know. Maybe I'll follow in Celeste's footsteps and start working towards a 5K. I don't know. So now I'm like super motivated to do that. And that's the best thing about this program, is that with every little step, something else is going to encourage you. Something else is going to happen in your world. The weight loss is great. Getting healthy is great. But when it never burns out, when that flame never burns out, everybody else sees that about you. And then it inspires them. So some of my clients that I work with, because all of my clients are also teachers at my school, and they were like, girl, you just ran a mile. I said, yeah, I kind of did. And it shocked them just as much as it did me, because they knew who I was last year. So with the motivation, I think you've got to take every little thing that you can get and turn it into your motivation. So where it started out as my own kids, now it's turned into all of my school kids. And they can just help to pick me up whenever my fire starts to burn out, and just being there for everybody else. And now maybe I can be a new motivation for some of my clients, and they can follow in my footsteps like I'm trying to go into Celeste. Not that it'll be the same journey or anything like that, but just an encouragement to each other. Yeah, that's all I got.
That was so wonderful, Brianna. I love that. Thank you for sharing that with us. Just amazing. And you are a fantastic role model for those kids and for your clients.
Oh, thank you.
So we're going to finish up here. And this graphic we were given at convention in July, and it was so powerful for me. And I wanted to share it today. So how do you see things in your life? The hard things: failure, disappointment, rejection, discomfort, fear. Do you let them be hurdles in your life that you have to jump over or dodge? Or do you allow them to become steps that support and guide you so that you can climb up and reach those goals? And I just found that so powerful, not only in our health journey, but just in life in general. And so taking those things as hurdles and maybe something negative and turning it into positive. All right. Because we're all going to face this at some point in time in our life. And it's just how we choose to allow them to affect us. Okay. That's the power right there. Sticking to your nutrition plans. We talk about it all the time. These plans work, whether you're on 5-1, 4-2, maintenance, diabetes plan, whatever, they work. Stick to your plan. Do not reinvent the wheel. You don't have to, because they do work. Follow your plan, stick to it, and don't ish it. Okay. I know a lot of people ish it. I've been guilty of it before too. But guys, if you are trying to lose weight, then you have to get yourself into fat burn. And you are not going to get into fat burn if you are ishing it all the time. Okay. That's just the cold, hard truth. All right. So you need to talk to your coach. Your coach is there. You reached out to them for a reason. You felt comfortable going to them. You need to reach out to them. Do not ghost them, and tell them what is going on, that you need accountability. Maybe you need a text every day. They'll do it. They will help you. Okay. Just don't ish it, because when you get into fat burn, that's where the magic happens. All right. You're going to have more energy, better sleep, less cravings. We know the drill where fat burn is concerned, but you will not get into fat burn if you are ishing it. And a lick here and a taste there, they matter. They count. All right. And so I'm going to kind of end this by saying, stop making excuses. We can use everything in the world all day long to be an excuse. Just stop with them and do the thing. Okay. Do the thing. Do your nutrition plan. So your why is your purpose. And you can see over there, this is my why. Some of it is from the beginning. I pulled it straight from my life book. The very first day that I was on program, I want to be the healthiest version of me that I can be. I want to be energetic for my family. Okay. I want to like the way that I look in the mirror and be an example for my girls. Your why is beyond the scale. It is beyond your jean size. Those things are important. Yes. And they will help you, drive your journey into action. But your why is your purpose. And so if you don't have one, it is time to get one. If you've been on this program for a while, you need to open up your life book and you need to reevaluate your why. Bottom line. And maybe some of it stays the same. Maybe you add some to it. But what I want you to do, and this is what I'm going to leave you with today, whether you want to do it right now or you want to save it for homework this weekend, what is your why? Because that is going to be your motivation to drive you forward and to have success. Okay. So thank you so much for letting me present. This is something that is near and dear to my heart, and I hope you all got at least something out of it.
Thank you so much, Celeste. That was fantastic.
Very good.
It was very good. I would love to hear from some of you. Share with us what your why is. Has it changed over your journey? Anyone out there want to? I know when I did the program, it was for health reasons. That was my why. I have ulcerative colitis, was sick a lot, in and out of the hospital. That was my why. I did not want to feel that way anymore. I wanted to be 100% present for my husband, for my children, now my grandchildren. But that was my why, that made me start the program. And of course, my why has changed some, but it's still that I want to be 100% the best I could be.
I know my why, and I've mentioned this many times, is we were getting ready to have our first grandchild, and I wanted to get down on the floor and play and do all that, and I wasn't going to be able to with the health that I had. So I decided, I'm going to do this, and that my whys have it's grown and things like that, but that's still the foundation of my why, and that helped me get healthy. Anybody have, Paul?
Yes, Paul.
Well, Suzette and Matt, you know this, I was a triathlete, and in the 80s, I did, I don't know, 40 some triathlons.
Wow.
And so I was always in really good shape. And then in 1999, I had to have a hip replacement. The doctor came in and said, okay, no more running for you. And so then the rest of my career in hospitality, you eat most of your meals over a garbage can, you go to bed late, and I just started piling on the pounds, and I didn't want to be that way anymore. So this works. I mean, it worked for me. I'm getting back down to my goal weight. I'm almost down to my racing weight. So I love it.
That is
awesome.
fantastic. Anyone else? Well, like Celeste said, think about it today, over the weekend, over this week, reevaluate why you started the program, maybe where you're at now, and has that why changed, or have you gotten a little slack on your why and you've been ishing it? With it getting close to the end of the year, I know a lot of people have made some goals that they wanted to set in 2022. And some people are just now starting the program, and they know the holiday season's coming up. Remember that, just because the holiday season is coming up doesn't mean that needs to derail us. That should actually fuel the fire of us sticking to our program and getting to some goals, and our whys will change over time. Just like Matt said, his started at something, and that still is the foundation, but his whys have grown. So I would love to hear from a few more of you. If you
Suzette, a couple people are putting in the chat, my why is confidence. It's been years and years since I felt comfortable in my clothes. After having my 3 and 4-year-olds, I felt even more uncomfortable. I want to feel great next summer. I'm 7 weeks in and halfway to my goal.
Wow, that's
Nice.
fantastic, Erica.
That's a great why. Yeah.
That is wonderful. More activity.
Marlene was just saying, Marlene was just saying she loves being on the soccer field with her grandson.
Yeah.
So a lot of it are goals, and why is for others, for other people, to do things with other people, which is amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think a lot of times we go into this thinking our why is we want to lose so many pounds, just like Celeste was talking, and we discover our why is a lot more. We discover the things that actually the why is the things around us that we really love, that are so much more important than just the pounds. Losing the pounds are what's going to help us love on those whys even more. But we discovered that the pounds are one thing, but the people and the things that really make us want to get up in the morning are much more important.
Absolutely. Well, if you cannot think of your whys, does anyone have any scale or non-scale victories they would like to share with us this morning? We would love to celebrate with you.
I will share my why has shifted a tiny bit. I've got just about 19 more pounds to lose, and I'm starting to get a little bit anxious about needing to buy new clothes because things are, but to kind of reshift my focus, and also just a goal that I've had for quite a few months, I signed up to do my first marathon this coming April 2023. I've done like a lot of halves, but never a full. And I know that I need to continue like working on my health, working on my fitness so that I can get through that marathon and then drive from Lexington back to Louisville afterwards. So it's helped kind of renew my focus.
That's fantastic.
Yes, it's awesome. And that close saying, that Suzette always likes to say is, once you get out, throw those other ones away.
Yeah,
We're never going back.
donate them to somebody. That's
Yep.
right. Don't keep
Yeah.
it in your closet, guys, thinking, oh, one day I may wear that again. You're already changing your mindset. You know, if you're getting healthy and your pant size or whatever is changing, I know I decided when I got rid of the 10s, I was never, ever, ever going back in that direction. So don't hold on to something with that thought of, well, maybe one day.
What if?
And one of my friends, she also made a really good point. It's like, well, would you rather have to like buy new clothes right now because you're losing weight and need a smaller size, or would you rather be paying for medical bills in the future when you're dealing with health issues because you didn't lose the weight?
Exactly.
Exactly. That's a smart friend to keep around.
She's a great one.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Anyone else? Someone in the chat put, your closet's full of size 4s to 16s.
Mm.
Yep. So as you're working your way down, I wouldn't hold on to, I mean, that's a large range of sizes, and we've all been there. I remember when I started, I had the one day clothes I'll get back into, the clothes that, oh, these would be okay. And then the clothes that I fit into. And I thought, oh, you know, and by the time I was done with the program and got to my goals and went into maintenance, I didn't even have the size I got down to in my closet. So there was no reason to keep all these different sizes. So yes, the yo-yo dieting is a real thing for so many people. I mean, you know, starting at a young age for a lot of people, that new fad diet that's out, and you drop the weight and you put it back on. Remember, this is a transformational system. It's not a diet. Yes, you're going to get to your weight goals, but it's all about transforming our mindset and our health goals. So we want to not only get there, but stay there. Brianna, you have your hand up.
Hi, yes, it's so funny that you were saying that size 4 to 16. So I totally had that. And here's just kind of another little motivating factor. But I had a huge yard sale and I sold all of those size 14s and 12s and 10s. And I kept some of my 8s and some of my 6s and 4s. But then I mean, it was awesome. I made about $500 and I thought, boom, I just bought my next box of food.
Yes.
And everybody else paid for it. And I got a client out of the yard sale because she said, why are you selling all these clothes? And I said, well, because they're way too big now. So, you know, it was a win-win-win, like all across the board. So it's another motivating thing. If you've got all those clothes, you know, find a consignment shop, make you some money off of it.
Yes, that's awesome.
I like the way you think.
That is fantastic. And you know what? You bless someone else too.
I thought Brianna was going to say she went shopping. That's what I would have done. However, we have a new person in the chat that says she's actually in the military and she doesn't want the military to tell her when to stop serving. She wants that to be her decision. So losing her baby weight is crucial for her. She has an 11-month-old little baby boy and wants to be present in his sports life and running around with him. And she starts Monday. So that's Amber, I believe.
Amber
so
starting.
Amber,
Yay.
awesome.
Yay.
You're going to love it, Amber. That's awesome. Well, I am so glad that we were able to get together this Saturday. Again, remember, revisit your whys.
Mhm.
If they've changed, write them down again. Look at them. know why you're on your health journey. It doesn't matter where you're at in the program. If you're in transition, if you're in maintenance, we still have a why to not go in reverse. So remember those whys, or go back and look at where you started. If you have been on your journey for a while, and look how far you've come. Think of some of the positives along the way, but refocus your whys this weekend and share with us next week how that has helped you stay motivated throughout this week.
And if you haven't dug into the life book, really get back into that. Or if you have, go back again. And it really is a motivational tool to help.
And if you don't have the paper copy in your hands, there is resources available on YouTube that, they break down each element in the life book. But I highly recommend the life book. I still pull mine out. Well, I have two of them, actually. One of them is really worn. But having it in your hand and you can go back to it is awesome. There's so much great information in the life book and the Habits of Health book. I will tell you, once you get to transition, the section in the Habits of Health book is better than anything you're going to find or listen to. So I highly recommend the books. But anyways, I look forward to seeing you guys next week. I hope you have a great week. Go Buccaneers. And I'll see you guys next week.
Thank you, Celeste. Great job.
Great job, Celeste.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thanks.
Bye-bye.